Let's bring on our second panel now with Christy McSweeney, Managing Director of PR Counsel, joining us from Perth, and Lisa Goddard, Adoni Media, joining us in Brisbane. Thanks both for joining the panel again. I want to get onto Qantas, an issue that we've talked about a lot in previous weeks, and I want to get back to it today because the Transport Minister, Catherine King, says she's not going to front up at this Senate inquiry and answer any questions. Now, that's her right, of course. Ministers don't tend to turn up at Senate inquiries. But, I mean, if you're really serious about doing your job and being open with the public, you'd front up and answer questions, wouldn't you, Lisa?
Well, you would think so. And if we think back to, what was it, 2014? And can you imagine the howling that was going on back then to get Scott Morrison in to answer the questions that they were desperate to get responses about? So I think she has a responsibility here that she should go in. The department didn't offer up any answers at all. Do you have any questions? I like watching these hearings and you hear the, I'll take that on notice, I'll take that on notice, I'll take that on notice. You're never going to get a response, and you know that as well as I do. So I do think that as the Minister, she does have a responsibility to the voters, to the people of this country, to actually step up and give us some information around this. You know, initially it's all about national security. Well, I think we deserve to know better. And what the estimate is, not allowing those extra flights in is about a $1 billion hit to the economy. So tourism has done it terribly hard over the past few years. I think they would also like to know exactly what was behind this and how much sway Qantas really did have. And I guess that's the other question. You know, will we see Mr Joyce actually front up as well?
Yeah, it's a common theme running through all these issues tonight, and so many of the issues we talk about on this program. People just want their politicians to be upfront and frank with them. Before I come to you, Christy, let's just have a look at what the Prime Minister has said about this today.
No House of Representative member has ever appeared before a Senate inquiry. This is a stunt, and ministers do not appear. No ministers in the former government did. Everyone knows that who follows the Senate.
Yeah, look, Christy, of course there's politics involved, but the public want answers. Front up, surely.
Of course they do. And you know what stunt this is from? Not the coalition stunt, Labor's stunt. This is straight out of the Daniel Andrews playbook, who flatly refused that if there was an upper house inquiry into the Commonwealth Games, where there was, upper house member Georgie Crozier got the unanimous backing of the entire Greens and Independents in Victoria to vote unanimously to hold that Commonwealth Games inquiry. And Daniel Andrews said, I won't front it because lower house members don't front upper house inquiries. That was a matter of weeks ago. We know Catherine King, also from the Victorian left. So it's straight out of the Victorian left playbook here, first seen by Daniel Andrews, now employed by federal Labor. And we know there's a lot of strategic traffic going from Victoria to Canberra, back and forth, Chris, about how to be so successful like Daniel Andrews was. Catherine King, it's a catch-22 here, and she's really contradicting herself, claiming that immunity over the department forwarding the evidence to the Senate inquiry because she's claiming public interest immunity. And as you say, it is in the public interest. She should front up. If it's public interest enough for the department documentation and advice that gave her to be kept secret, it's public interest enough for her to front it.
Yes, indeed. Now, whether we see Alan Joyce front up at some stage, we'll have to wait and see. But there's already been some great moments in this inquiry. I just want to share this one. I don't know how many people on the panel or people watching have been faced massive flight delays or even cancellations from Qantas in recent months. But have a look at the Qantas General Counsel. His name is Andrew Finch. He seems very keen to catch his flight.
Chair, it's 6:30. The last flight to Sydney leaves in about 35 minutes. We've been here since 3 o'clock.
I guess you're delayed, Mr Finch, at the discretion of the committee.
I'm beg your pardon?
At the discretion of our committee. So we've still got questions and we will be pursuing them until we're finished.
A taste of your own medicine, what it feels like when you can't get that flight. I don't know whether he got it or not. We should find out. Now, I want to move on to another topic, one that's very close to my heart. Some clown in Victoria has started up a Facebook page and pressuring supermarkets that they should have special shopping hours for boomers. He reckons that boomers actually block 3 freezer doors or a full aisle or stand at the register telling the 15-year-old girl about their gas bill account while people behind them are going insane. This is ageist. This is wrong. I am technically a boomer myself, Lisa, and I'd back my fitness and agility and mental acuity against any number of these fat Gen Xers.
Hey, I'm a Gen X, so now lay off the Gen Xers. We're okay. I'm guessing it's the younger people further down the chain that's making these complaints.
It's the Gen Z.
Look, the question is, yeah, perhaps, and everything else that comes after that. How good can you push a trolley? I think that should be the testament to this, because what my bugbear is when they land these trolleys smack bang in the middle of the aisle, and it's people of all ages who do it, and you just can't get around them. And look, if they're going to criticise the boomers, when you look at the people who are 70 and plus, this might be their only social outing of the week. You know, if they go there and they can find somebody who they know or want to have a chat to, just let them. And I think if they want to complain, they're saying, well, we're too busy here with our kids and these boomers are holding us up. And on social media, there was someone saying, well, perhaps there should be a ban on when you can take your kids into the shopping centre, because I'm pretty sure we've all been held up by little kids running wild as well. But if you're going to talk about Coles and Woolies, though, Chris, this weekend on Saturday, they say the workers are striking. So Coles and Woolies have bigger issues of whether to set time limits for when boomers can go in.
I hadn't caught up with that. A bit of respect, a bit of patience for people. Now, I'm a fast shopper and I hate it. But I mean, if there's someone who's a bit older and having a bit of trouble, how about offering them a hand? How about helping out? Honestly, banning boomers for certain hours is outrageous. Now, just one bit of political confusion I'll get you to clear up for us, Christy. The last remaining Liberal government in the country, of course, is the Tasmanian Liberal government. They were in all sorts of strife over the former Attorney General, Elise Archer being booted out of the party, possibly forcing a snap election. But that crisis has been averted, as messy as it is.
There were phones of flurry yesterday, Chris, amongst the lobbyist crowd and the political bubble that deal with Tasmania, myself included, saying, you know, what have you got on the table? Because they're about to go to caretaker. And this is a shock here, although it has been bubbling for quite some time. You said minority government. Yes, it is. They've had 2 defections from the Liberal Party this year already, I believe, to do with a perceived issue in the coalition in Tasmania with women. And now Elise Archer, the third one, claiming some of those issues. As well, lack of support from the government with some mistakes that she herself has made. So minority, they hold 11 seats out of 25. With her going, it'll be 10, but it will be filled by a Liberal replacement, we're tipping. So Liberals are holding on. Will be filled by a Liberal, and thank God people don't have to go to the polls again. We've had enough of the elections. Thanks so much for joining, Christy and Lisa. Appreciate your time.